What would you do if one of the world's most powerful empires crumbled overnight? A royal family forced into hiding, a nation torn apart by revolution, and a mystery that left the world wondering, who really killed the Romanovs? Welcome to Epic Time Journeys, where we dive deep into history's most compelling mysteries. Today we unravel the tragic fate of Russia's last imperial family, the Romanovs, and the events that led to their chilling end. In the early 20th century, Russia was ruled by Tsar Nicholas II, the last of the Romanovs, a dynasty that had ruled for over 3 centuries. Nicholas II and his wife, Empress Alexandra, had 5 children, 4 daughters, Olga, Tatiana, Maria, and Anastasia, and 1 son, Alexei. With their wealth, influence, and position, the Romanovs seemed untouchable. But beneath the surface, Russia was a country on the edge, simmering with discontent. By 1917, Russia was suffering. Years of war, food shortages, and economic hardship had created widespread unrest. The Russian people were desperate for change, and revolutionary ideas were spreading like wildfire. Tsar Nicholas, struggling to maintain control, was forced to abdicate, and the Romanov family was placed under house arrest. But the question remains, what led to their brutal execution? Was it the revolutionaries who sought to eliminate any threat to their new regime, or were there other forces at play? After Nicholas's abdication, the Romanovs were initially held at their palace. But as the political landscape grew more volatile, they were relocated to a house in Yekaterinburg, deep within the Ural Mountains. The new regime under Lenin saw them as a threat, a symbol of the old Russia that they wanted to erase. The family lived under strict surveillance, cut off from the outside world. Every aspect of their lives was controlled, their future uncertain. What they didn't know was that the revolutionary leaders were debating their fate and time was running out. The political situation in Russia was tense. The Bolsheviks were fighting to consolidate power, facing opposition from multiple sides. Rumors of rescue attempts by foreign forces made the Romanovs a dangerous liability. On July 16, 1918, the Bolshevik leaders decided to act. It was the early hours of July 17th when the Romanovs were awakened and led to a basement room, told they were being moved for their safety. What happened next would become one of the darkest moments in Russian history. With the family gathered in the basement, guards entered and delivered the chilling sentence. The Romanovs were to be executed by order of the Bolshevik regime. Amid confusion and horror, shots rang out, and the Romanov dynasty met its tragic end. But the story doesn't end here. The circumstances surrounding the execution remain controversial. Who specifically gave the final order? Some say it was Lenin himself. Others suggest local Bolshevik leaders acted independently. And then there's the mystery surrounding Anastasia, the youngest daughter. Did she somehow survive? For decades, rumors swirled that Anastasia and perhaps other members of the family had escaped. Imposters claiming to be Anastasia appeared across Europe, sparking fascination and speculation. But it wasn't until the 1990s that Russian scientists uncovered graves believed to contain the Romanovs' remains. Even then, 2 bodies were missing. In 2007, researchers uncovered another grave nearby, believed to contain the remains of Alexei and one of his sisters, finally piecing together the fate of the family. But the mystery of who orchestrated their deaths and the decision-making process behind it is still debated. Many historians believe the execution was approved at the highest levels of the Bolshevik leadership, with Lenin's tacit, if not explicit, approval. Others argue that Lenin may have hesitated, fearing international backlash, and that local authorities took matters into their own hands. The motives are murky, but the goal was clear. The Romanovs represented a threat to the revolution, a symbol of the old order that could inspire opposition. This tragic event remains one of the most haunting examples of a ruling family meeting a brutal end in the name of political change. But who truly ordered it? Was it Lenin's regime acting out of fear and pragmatism, or did local revolutionaries decide that the Romanovs had to be silenced once and for all? The Romanov story is a powerful reminder of how quickly the tides of power can change. Their downfall marked the end of an era, but their legacy and the mystery surrounding their deaths lives on. Russia has since grappled with the memory of its last Tsar, with the Romanovs now canonized as martyrs by the Russian Orthodox Church. As we close this chapter, the question remains open for you, our viewer. Who really killed the Romanovs? And why? Was it an act of political necessity or the ultimate revenge against an old dynasty? Thank you for joining us on this journey through time. Don't forget to subscribe to Epic Time Journeys for more untold stories and historical mysteries. Until next time, keep questioning, keep exploring, and keep uncovering the mysteries of our past.